Yeah, but people will say that
that's
is
a
the
gen. That's
refraction of the globe Earth.
Yeah, the light gets perceived differently as it goes through, you know, thermals, cold air.
medium.
It's called an illusion, right? There's
Hey,
different
man.
ways to cause an illusion. That's what
I wasn't talking
refraction
about
is.
an illusion, right? So I'm talking to you about why things disappear from the bottom up first. It's to do with the acuteness of that angle to resolve the bottom of the base of that boat, right? So what I'm talking to you about is that you could have the exact same phenomena, right? Inside of a mansion, if you was to roll a ball across the ceiling away from your head, if you place your head very close to that ceiling also, it will disappear from the top down first, right? Your eye has an ability to resolve certain things only out to a certain distance, right? So the acuteness of the angle to the floor itself, right? That very acute angle is the thing that stops you from being able to resolve the bottom of the boat. That's why if you take a camera out or a telescope and you increase your focal range, i.e. you increase your ability to focus in on the boat, you bring your focal point closer to said boat, the bottom of the boat will thus then again appear to your vision, right? So that's more what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you can't trust your eyes. I can agree with that.
You can trust your eyes. It's just that you have to know the limitations of them.
Explained how many
What do you
times
mean by you can't trust your eyes?
Yeah.
Like you can't drive a
We
car
have a
because
boat
your
floating in
eyes
the
not
sky.
deceive you?
We got an island waving at us. We got it looks like a mutant boat, little carrier. Yeah, that's why. It's called an illusion. Oh, and here's more. The horizon is optical. Okay. We got a floating car. Got a floating boat. We got a boat sinking. We got a lady feeding some parrots. That's what I'm talking about. It's illusion. You can't talk about illusions and make that flat.
Yeah,
what you're doing is you're taking about illusions and making it curved. So you can do that?
I mean, if your point is don't look at it, then let's not look at
flat. It observes and measures as flat. We can't make it flat, bro. Just like you can't make it curved.
Well, there's a model in a curve. There isn't a model in the flat.
Dude, do you think you have a model? Hold on. If you got a model, then please demonstrate to us how you take a ball, right, made of earth, and then you put water on it, right, and then put it in a vacuum, right, and then keep the water in the atmosphere in there without escaping the atmosphere into the vacuum. Yeah, you do that for me, bro, and then we'll talk about the model.
Yeah, have you got a working globe model at hand? Because
I'm talking about like paint on a sphere, bro. Don't hand us a fucking globe. Hand us a globe model, you know, because when you have a Porsche model, the wheels turn and you can push it around and it's actually like a working model. Some of them are so sophisticated that you can turn the steering wheel and the wheels turn. So can you show us something like that? Something that we can, you know, put in our hands and, you know, have a vacuum without a container next to an adjacent atmosphere with water sticking to the bottom of the bar. Can you show us that, bro? I'd like to see your model.
It causes, you have to have a celestial object with the right materials in order to create an exact Earth, and
so you have to have stuff that you can't produce. Oh, so you don't have a model.
Wave analysis that there are other planets that might have the same elements, same features as ours. Now,
the very thing in question, you can't circle back to the thing in question. We're saying, how do you have atmosphere without a container? And you're going, the stars. That's what we're asking about. How does Jupiter sit in the middle of a vacuum when it's a gas tank? How does that happen?
How does gravity happen?
Does gravity hold propane in a jar, or do we need a lid for the jar? So I got one jar with propane in it without a lid, one with a lid. Which one are you taking home to cook for your mom on Mother's Day? Let's pretend you love her.
Okay. Look, there's a completely difference. The complete difference.
There's a completely difference.
Yeah, I messed that up. Thank you for pointing that out. There's a complete difference. A small object and a celestial object, like the Earth.
Yeah, there is a big difference, for instance, between the moon and the Earth, right?
Container than the other. Okay, and it has very much different features. So that's I mean, it's a bad comparison. You
So
know,
why do you compare them?
I mean, how does an atom maintain its
An atom.
electrons and protons and neutrons?
Have you any proof for those electrons and protons and neutrons and atoms? Have you ever been able to actually experience anything on an atomic level?
Who is an example, man? I'm not on that level. I don't have a quantum computer in my basement. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you can barely fucking cook up a sentence. So yeah.
I'm joking, brother, man. You guys know what I'm saying. You like messing with me because you don't have better things to say.
It's just fun. It's just fun. Come on, you make it easy.
Yeah, I do, and I do appreciate you guys correcting me because I always like to sound better.
Dude, it's all fun. If you can't laugh at yourself sometimes, that's not good.
No, the point is, Banner Man, is this, right? Is people like to use these huge terms, right? Like, or should I say very obscure things that are abstract concepts, such as atomic, and to really try and break it down into something that, again, the minutiae of it, right? It's the idea of that this is something that you yourself would need a quantum computer to even observe, right? But like, yeah, again, you will still use it as an example because it's an abstract concept that you're actually able to grasp as an ideal and as an idea. But realistically, in nature and in reality, no one really observes anything on an atomic level, right? And it's like, this is what Hank was trying to say, right? It's like, remember, you made the claim again that that's a model, right? That the curve has a model to it. Well, again, it doesn't. There is no working globe model. There really isn't.
What's broken about it? Like that's what I want to hear about.
Again, show us something that represents the heliocentric model in which we live on, right?
Okay, well, that should be simple
Wait a
enough,
minute,
right?
you asked a question. You want to know what is broken about your model?
Yeah,
Well,
we can do it either way. I can
gravity.
tell you why it
Like,
works, or you can tell me why it doesn't.
Okay. You guys need gravity, right, to create the space balls that you think that you live on, right? But the gravity breaks down when it goes against experimental science, right? Everybody knows that Einstein's theory of special relativity completely goes against quantum physics. And quantum physics is the experimental science, right? Einstein produced no hypothesis, right? Quantum physics is
Yeah,
a bunch of
quantum physics
experiments.
and general relativity are both theories. Newton's law, mass attracts mass, is still a law, and people don't understand that.
No, he's
when,
not.
Really?
when Einstein came
You
into the
No, he's
poor
picture,
not.
fella.
when
Can
Einstein
you back
came
that
into
up?
the picture,
Newton's
it was, and we talked about this last night, Hank. We talked about this.
Did we? Is this 50?
You don't remember me.
If you talked about this with Hank, you must have missed a whole bunch of information.
Yeah, because I'm about to
Oh,
lay it
yeah.
on.
So, tell me what I missed, Hank, because you don't even remember our conversation.
You missed it.
Well,
I can tell you what you missed it. You missed the
first of all, we
curvature,
got to
man.
go over gravity. Yeah, you're missing the curvature, but we got to go over gravity, right? Because everything's not as it seems, right? So tell me about this, gravity of Newtonian, right? What scientific experiment do we prove that with? Mass attracts
We
mass.
talked about this too, as the Cavendish, and then you were like, "Oh well,
You couldn't give me a
let's see.
cause.
What is it really science?"
You
And
don't
then
understand the Cavendish.
I do.
No, you don't.
I mean, I read through it. I mean, okay.
What happens in the Cavendish experiment?
The needle, the rod, right, moved in
Listen,
angles towards the
Great.
larger object.
Needles and
natural?
rods.
What is
Needles and
natural?
rods.
What is natural observed phenomena for Cavendish experiment, please? Shoot it.
I literally just told you the angle moved towards the larger
What
object.
is natural observed
Gravitational
phenomena,
force.
man?
All
For
right,
the
one at a
Cavendish
time. One at a
experiment?
time, guys. Come on, Hank.
Stop asking questions and run it over me. The
Okay,
needle.
back it up.
moved
Back
in
it up.
angles towards the larger
Excuse me,
Yeah.
crack villain. Get control. Back this up, crack villain. This guy already said he has a model, which is a lie. There is no globe Earth model. Period. Why are we
Oh,
allowing
yeah.
these people to lie?
That's what they're
Every
doing.
model that the world uses actually is a flat Earth model. The whole world uses a flat Earth model for everything. I'm sorry you don't have a claim.
Yeah, Google Maps is flat also.
All right,
He
can I be
said
heard?
he said
So
natural
Hank, please
observed
just
phenomenon
hold
Oh,
on.
wait
occur
there.
neither.
Wait there, guys. Everyone, stop. Stop. This is getting
Hank, please
ridiculous.
finish. Can Hank, please finish conversation with Burning Man?
All right, so I just posted some stuff in the live stream voice text. So here we have the double slit experiment. We have a Newtonian particle and electron. We close the slit and fire a bevy of electrons, and we get 10 hits at point A. We close the slit and open the other slit and fire a bevy of electrons, and we get 8 hits at point A. The Newtonian prediction would be that if we fired the same bevy of electrons with both slits open, we'd get 18 hits at point A. Well, we get a big fat zero. And what does this mean? This is the end of Newtonian physics. Professor Shankar for physics at Yale. So the next one says that it's the nail in the coffin for Newtonian physics. And the next one says that we're going to build them up just to shoot them down. Right? What does it mean if Newtonian physics, according to Professor Shankar, professor of physics at Yale, what does that mean if this is the end of and this is the nail in the coffin and we're shooting down Newtonian? Does that mean that we're still using Newtonian mechanics? Is he
No.
promoting?
So the difference between quantum mechanics and Newtonian physics is
I didn't ask
one
for the
is
difference. I didn't
significantly
ask for the
simpler
difference.
than the other.
I didn't ask
But
for
they
the
all
difference.
they
I didn't
all
ask for the difference.
gravitate around the
This is what
fact
they
You
do.
can't, you can't help it.
This
still
You
is
can't
this is
help
all
it,
they
Quimm.
do.
This
that
is like
mass
verbal
is
diarrhea
They just give
in a
us what
spiral.
they think and what they believe, and that's it. They don't even listen.
Yep.
well.
So I
Ask
mean,
a
unless you
question.
have,
You're
I'm
not
unless you
even
have
listening.
another
listening at all.
source,
You're just stating to us your bullshit. That's it.
unless
Hey,
you have
we don't
another
need to cuss at
source,
each other,
hey,
dude.
cite your
We've heard
source,
it
bro.
20,000 million trillion times.
Back
You're
it
not the
up.
first
I
one.
don't want to hear. I don't want to hear farts coming out of your mouth, right? Cite your source, make an argument, back up your claim with a source, and then back up your source.
We're actually stating our sources that we have. You're just using words. You're not even doing any
He
kind of
doesn't know what that means.
understanding at all.
What to
Yeah.
cite something?
Yeah,
We are
you got like a
citing things.
professor.
You're not seeing them. You're not seeing the
That's fine.
citations.
Give me a second. I will start cut and pasting into your chat. I appreciate it.
Yeah, find a
Cut and
professor that
paste.
says that gravity is a force. We're
Oh, wait,
still
I'll
on
give
the
you the link
Newtonian.
image.
Gosh, that'll be good. We've got so many links and articles for him too, but I cannot wait for his posit. Let's go.
I'll give you the link and image
Yeah.
in about a second with that.
Is this guy over 106 years old?
Probably.
If
Sounds
so,
that
honey,
way.
what's your secret?
Well, we have had a few that come in trying. So
I mean,
have to
if
help.
this guy is stuck with Newtonian Newtonian physics, then it means he doesn't believe his feet are older than his head.
No one else
I mean,
got it, don't worry.
this is the new trend. Yeah, the new science.
Science!
QE, you got some weird science, bro. You don't need all those variables. You just look at stuff and then make shit up. Bro, that's knowledge. The fuck?
I'm a computer scientist, bro. It's in the
There's
name.
a difference. There's
Not
a
in the
difference
method.
There's a difference between Newtonian physics and quantum mechanics.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
I
Did
wonder which
you
one.
just really post that, Burning? That's not a citation.
What
You
is
gotta give
that?
me a second to actually cite it, dude. I gotta find the fucking author. I gotta get the
It's just a
website that
copy
I
and
got it from.
paste. What it?
Yeah, I got
Oh gosh,
it.
poor
dude.
baby. You've got to do some research for once. Deary
He
me, oh
fucking
my. There.
cut and pasted. I cut and paste. I don't know why. What's the problem here? You said you
No,
wanted
no,
me
no,
to
no, no,
speak?
no, no. Shh,
Oh,
shh, shh, shh.
Wow.
Get your feelings the fuck out of the way of the conversation and give us some info. Thanks.
No, I mean, what are you talking about feelings for? I've been nothing but cordial to you guys. I'm not
Star
cussing.
child. Literally, it says that in the
Dot
fucking. Oh
.gov is what it
my
says,
god!
my brother. You don't like that very much, do you?
Not really, because that means that you are
Okay.
just out in the boonies in Wonderland. It's awesome that you think that you're
No,
not.
man.
Polluting.
Do you guys know what NASA is?
I heard of it.
Do you know what
Not a space station.
reasoning? Do you know what reasoning is?
Yeah.
Rationality.
Yeah.
What are these?
Like-
What are they?
Like GPS, satellite communications, topography.
Reasoning is GPS. Are you kidding me?
Guy.
No. These are people who have reasons to believe
You
the
don't
Earth
think that
is
they could
spherical.
do GPS just by towers on the ground? You don't think
Okay. Well,
GPS
then
can
why
work
does
with
it
just
reflect
towers on the
a curved
ground?
Earth? Why does it reflect a curved
Ground
Earth?
positioning
What
system.
are you talking about?
Show us it.
Reflecting a
What?
globe? What are you talking about?
When did it
You
ever do
actually
that?
see the ground towers reflecting, or the satellites reflecting a globe? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay. How about pointing angles? Do you know what pointing angles are?
Do you know how high the fucking towers are on mountains? Yeah, they're all over the place, and those are what triangulates everything. So you can just
Yeah.
shove your satellites to wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
You can do a full global structure with just ground positioning satellite. It's ground positioning. Well, they're
Antennas.
technically satellites on towers.
Okay.
Did you know that
I'd like you to explain that to me.
99% of the
You
Earth's
need to say something. 'Cause I have to say something. You still
the
know how it
Earth's
works?
internet is all underwater? Did you know that?
And
Show
stop
me- Show me how it
interrupting.
works. Show me how it works. GPS on towers and
Ground
how it works.
positioning
in,
systems.
There's a
Yeah.
ground. It's a
I
ground
can
positioning.
tell you. I can
How
tell
does
you
it-
how they work. I
how does it work in the
actually
middle of the
hacked
ocean?
satellites.
It's amazing
How does
that
it
you think that we don't
Satellites
know how
are
they work.
with these
the
towers?
satellites are virtual machines inside the towers network. The network's towers all around the world. Yeah, the internet. It's coming from towers, ground towers, and you can simulate virtual devices which are moving in this air. They are virtually there, and you can send a signal in the internet, and you think it's going to a satellite up in the sky, but it's not. It's
No,
going into this
99%
virtual machine.
goes through the land, right? But what about an airplane? How do you get communications on an airplane?
It's got direct line
That's
of
still
sight.
communicating to a tower. What are you talking
Wait
about?
there, one
Towers.
second. Wait there a second.
The,
That's direct
the
line of
airplanes
sight.
are
Wait there, give me that.
communicating with the. Yeah.
You can just use
Go ahead.
radar signal. Listen, there's a
Direct
difference
line of
between
sight.
direct line of sight communication between something
Show me
that's
the proof.
physically
Show me
observable. Wait there. This
Cite it.
isn't something that's listen. This isn't even something that's controversial.
Oh,
Do you actually understand how these systems work whatsoever?
no, show me. Because I've never heard about
You
an
can look
airplane
this
that's
up.
moving.
Listen,
that
how do
uses one-
wait there a second? How do aeroplanes talk to one another, for instance, in a grid reference-based battle space? How do aeroplanes get shot down via surface-to-air missiles? Do you believe surface-to-air missiles use data from
Holy
satellites
shit.
in order to do so? No, they don't. They use ground
LiDAR,
positioning forms of
Ground positioning
Ground
systems.
radar
Do
system.
you know how much a
They
rocket
use
costs to be
radar.
able to do that? Hundreds
Listen,
of
they use
thousands of dollars.
radar. They use radar that is based on the ground
Yeah.
in order
Well,
to take
LiDAR
out
is nothing.
aeroplanes. If the airspace was mapped out by what you would call some form of celestial satellite, it would be much easier to control air superiority from a bottom-down system.
Yeah.
The fact that battle spaces are coordinated through a top-up system
Cite it.
proves this. Cite it. What about listen? Planes fly. Listen, planes fly through valleys to avoid said systems. Listen, you can do the logical steps
Substantial
yourself.
claims require
Yeah,
substantial proof. So where's your substantial proof that you have
That's not a
radar
substantial claim.
shooting airplanes in the
Are
sky.
you serious?
He can't.
Are you
listen.
being
Yeah,
serious?
the Serbian army.
I could
They
cite
have
it, but I
no,
just don't feel like I need
they
we
to.
have,
want to see where the internet connection is,
guys,
because that's what everyone uses.
dude.
Word challenging us,
Yes,
guys.
The Serbian army had no satellite
Hold
technology.
on,
You need to stop
But
Wait there,
talking.
stop
they
interrupting.
should
Wait there.
own.
Everyone shut up.
We're going down a rabbit hole and we're off the main topic
Yeah,
we're
you can't
speaking
cite
about.
that. That's make believe, dude.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Just like your globe.
Show me. Just show.
My
Wait,
question,
But can we get back to the point?
where is this
You
coming
still
from?
haven't proven your
You gotta
gravity.
do one thing here.
Everyone needs to be quiet a second. Wait there, Burning Man. So, basically, what you're trying to say is that I would need to cite to you that radar systems are the way in which planes are shot down. Is that what you're asking?
Absolutely, yes. Please tell me how communications works on an airplane, not how missile systems work. How does communications work on an airplane going across the Atlantic?
Well, the very same way in which the radar would be used from the GPS system up to the plane. Or you can look this up. Well, you can look this up yourself. That planes have radar inside of them. Also,
it's like Viasat and GoFi, and these are modem systems that communicate with satellites that are anywhere from like 20,000.
no one even claims that. No one even claims that. So you're telling me telecommunications come from satellites? The telecommunications companies that build ground-based cellular towers don't even claim this shit that you're saying.
I said airplanes use satellite systems to communicate. All right.
So why don't
And
satellite
they use
systems?
satellite GPS. That's what
Why
I'm
don't
trying to tell you.
right? And
And
I'm
I'd love
asking you, how
to
come
consider one, and
satellite
that's all
systems
I've
aren't
been
used then? Why
That's all
are
I've been
satellite
asking.
systems not used to shoot down planes also then?
No, dude, we're talking about communications, and you're talking about like
I
literally
know.
line of sight systems.